Right. Like, can you actually put your headphones in, hit play on a vocabulary list, go to sleep, and just, I don't know, absorb the language like a sponge?
Because if that works, man, I want in. I am I am fighting my way through learning Spanish right now, and if I could just master verb conjugations while drooling on my pillow, that would be an absolute game changer.
Okay, so let's get into it. The idea of learning in your sleep, sometimes called hypnopedia, has been around for a long, long time. It's not new. I think it was in a science fiction novel back in the 1930s.
Oh, wow, really? So people have been dreaming about this for almost a century.
Exactly. And now you see it everywhere, especially on the internet. You go on YouTube and you see these videos with millions of views. Learn 1,000 English words while you sleep, or master perfect English grammar overnight.
Oh, I've seen those. Sometimes the titles are so confident, so aggressive, like become fluent by morning. And I'm just like, okay, buddy, calm down. If it were that easy, we'd all be polyglots. I wouldn't be struggling to remember if el agua is masculine or feminine. It's masculine, by the way. I don't ask me why.
Exactly. It sounds absolutely amazing, but is it real? Or is it just a nice dream? I mean, the appeal is obvious, right? We're all so busy, we have work, we have school, family, friends. Finding an extra hour or two to sit down and study feels impossible sometimes.
Tell me about it. The idea that you could use those 8 hours of dead time, it's like finding a secret cheat code for life.
Cheat code for life. I love that. So I decided to look past the clickbait titles and, look into the actual science. I wanted to know what's really happening in our brains when we close our eyes at night. So, as most of us probably know, sleep isn't just one long, unconscious state. Our brains go through a cycle of different stages. And for this topic, the most important one is called non-rapid eye movement sleep, or NREM sleep.
NREM. I thought that was a band from the 90s.
REM, close, but no. NREM sleep is the part of the night, mostly in the earlier stages, where your body is resting, but your brain is, well, it's not fully off. It's not fully on either. It's kind of like me before my first cup of coffee in the morning.
Okay. So basically useless but technically functioning. That explains a lot about you, actually.
Hey! But yes, a little bit. And some studies from reputable universities have shown that during these non-REM stages, the brain can still process simple information, especially sounds. It can register words or even short foreign language phrases that are played softly.
Huh. Okay, so the brain's ear is still kind of listening.
You could say that, but here's the catch, and it's a really, really big one. It only seems to work if it's reinforcing something that you have already learned while you were awake.
Oh. Oh, okay. So there it is, the fine print. So you're telling me if I study a list of, say, 20 Spanish vocabulary words before I go to bed, and then I listen to a recording of those same 20 words while I'm sleeping, I might actually remember them better.
Yes, that is exactly what the science suggests. But the key phrase there is the same 20 words. You studied them while you were awake first. That's the most important part. You created the initial memory, the little pathway in your brain. The sleep listening just sort of walks down that path again, making it clearer.
So it's like paving a road you already built.
Perfect analogy. But if you've never heard the word before in your life, if there's no path to begin with, and you try to learn it from scratch while you're unconscious, your brain's just going to go, "What is this noise? I'm busy. Nope." And it'll just ignore it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's like trying to eat a sandwich while you're asleep. Good idea in theory, but it probably doesn't end well for you or the sandwich.
Exactly. So now, sorry to break the news, you can't become a fluent English speaker just by playing audiobooks at night. It's not a magical shortcut. But, and this is a hopeful but, you can use it to boost your memory. A few studies showed that people who re-listened to vocabulary at night remembered it slightly better the next day compared to the people who didn't. It's not a huge difference, but it's something.
A little advantage. I'll take any advantage I can get, especially if it involves my bed.
So, for everyone listening right now who is thinking, okay, a slight advantage sounds good to me. I want to try this. Here's how you can do it properly based on the research.
Step one, don't snore so loudly that you can't hear the recording. That's probably step one, at least for me.
Yes, that is an excellent step one. And step two, keep it simple. You want to play short, familiar content. Think digital flashcards, not a whole movie. A list of 10 to 20 vocabulary words. Short, simple sentences you learn that day. Something you already studied.
So, probably not a 2-hour history documentary about the Roman Empire in English.
Probably not. You'll just end up dreaming about angry centurions and wake up more confused than when you went to sleep. The brain can't handle complex information in that state.
Okay, simple. Got it. What else?
Keep the volume low. This is crucial. You want the sound to be just barely audible, like a whisper. If it's too loud, it'll actually disrupt your sleep stages. It'll pull you out of that deeper, restorative sleep, and you'll wake up feeling tired. The goal is to help your learning, not ruin your sleep quality.
That makes sense. But what about, like, practically, like sleeping with earbuds in sounds super uncomfortable? And what if my phone dies?
Good point. Some people use sleep headbands, which are soft fabric bands with flat speakers built into them. Or you could just place your phone on your nightstand on low volume. As long as it's a quiet room, your brain will still pick it up. And maybe set a timer so it only plays for the first hour or two of sleep, since that's when you have the most NREM sleep anyway. You know what? I actually tested this myself a few months ago.
Oh, for real? You didn't tell me about this. What were you learning?
I was on one of my German kicks. You know how I get. I was trying to memorize German prepositions that use the dative case. Ugh, it's a nightmare. Aus, bei, mit, nach, seit, von, zu. My brain just refuses to make them stick.
Oh man, I feel that. That's me with Spanish subjunctive verbs. Ooh.
So for a week, I spent about 15 minutes before bed studying these prepositions with example sentences. And then I recorded myself reading those same sentences out loud very calmly. And I played the recording on a loop very, very quietly for the first hour after I went to sleep.
And drum roll, please. Did it work? Did you wake up a German grammar genius?
Not quite a genius, no, but it was weird. I didn't consciously remember hearing anything. When I was doing my German exercises the next day, the answers just, they felt more familiar. It was like a little echo in the back of my mind. It wasn't like I knew the answer, but it just felt right. Like déjà vu.
So it's more like a memory refresh rather than brand new learning.
Exactly. That's the perfect way to put it. It's like brushing up on something without any conscious effort. But let me be clear, it did not replace my daytime study. Not at all. It was just a cozy little extra boost, a supplement.
Okay, but let's be real. Let's say I'm lazy, which, for the record, is true, and I just want to listen to something chill at night that might, passively help my language journey. What would you recommend for that?
That's a great question.